Hi everyone, it's Lisa Moore, your instructor for English 101, this 12-week online course here at GCC. Welcome to week 2. Congratulate yourself on making it through week 1 of this course. Week 1 actually has you doing like 2 weeks worth of stuff, which is why you may have discovered I asked you guys to log in before the first day of class to do that orientation. So last week you completed the orientation, and if you're still here, that means you completed the orientation, and then you did, I'm looking at notes if you see me looking off screen, you had your first Connect lesson. If any of you are struggling to get that done because you did it after the due date, sometimes if you do Connect after the due date, your grade will not populate. Zeros will populate. You need to check that and let me know. Or if you're having trouble accessing it, I manipulated the due date on Connect 1 for those of you who are still trying to get it done. In a 16-week course, I would not be flexible on the Connect assignment, but because this is a 12-week course and right out of the gate you had to figure out Connect, I'm trying to be a little flexible with everybody and cut everyone a little bit of slack. So just keep me in the loop if you're struggling with Connect. If you haven't already, let me know. I know a few of you who are working through it. So you had a Connect lesson, and then we did Unit 1.1 of our comparison and contrast module, Module 1, where we're going to be examining personal freedoms. I did ask you in Module 1.1 to write a journal entry for me. So a journal entry is going to be a low-key, kind of informal, I mean, it's still academic, so you're not going to, be dropping slang every other line, but informal, and that you're talking about yourself, first-person point of view, about a time that an opinion or a point of view of yours shifted. I've seen people write about some really serious things that have happened in their lives where their perspective on their world has shifted, and I had a lot of people who wrote about their experience with a particular food and how that shifted. So if you're one of the few people who wrote about something more formally without writing about yourself, about writing about something external to you, I've asked you to revise that and resubmit for full points, hopefully by Wednesday at midnight. I love revisions. So if ever you get a score that you don't love, or you feel like, oh my gosh, I just totally missed the mark on that assignment, I didn't understand what was being asked of me, no worries. Just send me a message in Canvas and let's talk about it, and I'll set you a new due date and you could revise it for full points. To get access to a revision, you have to at least submit the assignment on time the first time around. Lighting just shifted in here. And you have to have given it a good try. There we go. So you can't slop something and then expect a revision. You have to give it your full effort, and then if it doesn't meet the requirements, talk to me and we can talk about a revision. So, yeah, so lately we've been talking about personal freedoms. In the discussion group about personal freedoms, I saw a number of you make a few comments that I just wanted to address. A number of people were talking about that the government has a say over everything that's posted or put in the news, and I want to dispel that right now. In the United States of America, that is not how it works. If that is happening within a particular news organization, that's a big problem. But right now, we don't have evidence that that's something that we're dealing with. So freedom of the press protects the fact that journalists and media outlets have the right to produce the content that they want, even if it is critical of our government, or whether it's supportive of our government when maybe some of us don't think it should be supportive of our government and what a current administration is doing. So I just wanted to put that out there. Maybe you possibly believe that the government controls the media, but that would fall under the umbrella of conspiracy theory. And so it wouldn't work in this class unless you have credible evidence to support such an idea. A number of you were talking about freedom of speech too, so make sure that you go back and you watch that video that we posted last week called Let's Talk About Freedom of Speech, or I think it's Let's Talk About the First Amendment. I want to make sure that everybody understands that when we as Americans talk about freedom of speech and the First Amendment, what we're saying is that the government cannot censor what you have to say, either verbally, in your artwork, in your music. So if you are talking about something and people get offended, or if you lose your job because you said something that does not align with the ideals of your employer, that is not an infringement on your First Amendment rights because you're representing that company. I'll tell you, I'm sure, if I wanted to go nuts and say some really crazy stuff, Maricopa Community Colleges is not obligated to continue my employment with them. I'm a representative of Maricopa Community Colleges, and therefore I can't just go out there willy-nilly saying like awful, hateful things or hate speech. If I was out there, participating in hate speech, I would lose my job, and that's not about First Amendment rights. That's about, do I align with my company's values? So when we are talking about personal freedoms, just make sure that you understand that the Bill of Rights and those first 10 amendments are about protecting the citizens of the United States from overreach of the government. They do not protect us from each other. All right, so let's talk about week 2. We're moving into week 2 right now. There was a little glitch in our class that a couple of you noted where your assignments for this week were not open over the weekend. Thank you for those of you who emailed me. I worked it out. Everything is open now. What work you did have due on Monday, I've moved, so you didn't have any due dates on Monday. You do have stuff due the rest of this week, though. If you find yourself juggling due dates and you're falling behind and you're stressing out, just message me and I could work with each of you on a one-on-one basis if somebody needs an extra day or so. I am here to try to help you be successful. So in these first couple weeks, I can be flexible with you if you're communicating with me. Of course, in a perfect world, you get your stuff done and you get it done by the due date because the work's just going to keep on coming in a 12-week class. You don't want to fall behind. You don't want to, as they say, rob Peter to pay Paul by putting off this due date and then you work on it on Thursday and then you realize, oh crap, you haven't done your Thursday homework. So, we'll get into a groove with English 101, but a 12-week English 101, there's a lot of work. So you got to just kind of stay on top of it. So here's what you do have due this week. You have a discussion group about devil's advocate, so where you get to play devil's advocate about a personal freedom. You're going to learn about writing general thesis statements. What is a thesis statement? Where does it go? How does it work? You may have also seen this in Connect. So English teachers, we love our thesis statements, so we're going to hit it hard with the thesis statement stuff. You have an assignment that kind of pairs with that discussion called The Devil You Know. Then you're going to have a journal entry where you reflect on your process of having somebody challenge your beliefs and then having to, kind of encompass those ideas. Again, journals are a little more informal. They're first-person point of view, but everything does need to be in MLA style. At the end of this week, you're going to have a lesson on introductory paragraphs. Hopefully this stuff is a review for you from high school. If it's not, no stress. Take some notes, learn it the first time around. Know that when you write your papers for me, let's say we had a lesson on intros, but you're still struggling with them, I'm going to give you feedback in your paper about how to make your intro stronger or how to fix that thesis statement. So I'm a real person here. You may not see me face-to-face like you would in a traditional class, but I am here to help you be successful and help you grow as a writer. I'm really committed to that. Okay, I think that is what I want to talk to you about this week. By October 1st, you have your next Connect lesson due, so you may want to plan ahead for that. If you're feeling good on your classwork this week, just start logging into Connect and getting those Connect lessons done. They're not fun to leave for 11 p.m. on the night that they are due. Try to just chip away at them as best you can. So that's my forewarning to you. Your next one is due on October 1st, and that's Connect assignment 2. Okay, I'm here. Shoot me a message if you have any problems, issues, questions, quandaries. You just want to say hi. I also apologize. This is a room in my house that it used to have wood paneling, like all the walls were made of wood, and it was just It was bad. It was really bad. I live in an old house. It was built in 1953. And we just got the walls turned into real walls, but we haven't quite moved back into the room yet. So you can see it's just like empty except for my kids' like Legos over there. Yeah, there they are. I usually talk to you guys from my living room, but today here I am, backlit and all. Okay, I will see your lovely faces in class. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.